Oh, I was petrified. I have never been so afraid my entire life. I wanted to die. I wanted to kill everybody in the room. I was just very, very scared. I felt like a piece of trash. I felt dirty and I felt used, and I was disappointed.
Felt he was being serviced? Was the impression?
That was the impression he gave.
This is Monica Lewinsky in 1998, completely destroyed, ready to jump from a hotel window to end her pain. She was hiding in her mother's apartment while death threats poured in daily.
There was a point for me somewhere in this sort of first several hours where I would be hysterically crying and then I would just shut down. And in the shutdown period, I remember looking out the window and thinking that the only way to fix this was myself.
27 years later, that same woman just closed a 7-figure podcast deal. She owns a $50 million business empire. She commands $100,000 speaking fees and has A-list celebrities begging to be on her show.
Yeah, I have a lot of things that make me smile in my life right now, so very grateful.
You can get through it and you can shine.
She didn't just shine. At 52, Monica Lewinsky has built the most incredible comeback story in American history. On January 16th, 1998, Monica Lewinsky walked into the Ritz-Carlton thinking she was meeting Linda Tripp for lunch. Instead, FBI agents surrounded her and threatened her with 27 years in prison if she didn't wear a wire against the President of the United States. What happened in that hotel room wasn't just an interrogation. It was the systematic destruction of a young woman who had trusted the wrong people. Monica spent 12 hours being psychologically tortured by federal agents who threatened to destroy her entire family if she didn't cooperate.
They imagined that I would have flipped really easily. They had no plan in place for what would happen if I said no. There was a point for me somewhere in this sort of first several hours where I would be hysterically crying and then I would just shut down.
The agents had no backup plan because they assumed a 24-year-old would crumble immediately when threatened with decades in prison. They underestimated Monica's loyalty to Clinton, even after he had publicly humiliated her with the words, "I did not have relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky." For months before the sting operation, Linda Tripp had been secretly recording hundreds of hours of phone conversations where Monica poured out her heart about her relationship with Clinton. Tripp wasn't just being a friend, she was working with conservative operatives to gather ammunition against the president. The recordings revealed intimate details that no one should have known. Monica's fantasies about Clinton, her desperate schemes to win him back, her tearful breakdowns when he ignored her calls. Every vulnerable moment became evidence in a political assassination plot. When Monica refused to wear a wire, the prosecutors shifted tactics. They threatened her mother with criminal charges, claiming she could be prosecuted for obstruction of justice based on conversations heard on the Tripp tapes. Monica watched her mother's life being held hostage for sins she had never committed.
We were manic, and we were so afraid that any minute we were going to be arrested, and not knowing, for me, I was constantly thinking at that point, how am I going to protect the president?
Even while facing prison, Monica's first instinct was protecting the man who had abandoned her. She understood the power dynamic better than anyone. Clinton was the president of the United States, while she was just an intern whose life could be destroyed without consequences. 5 days later, the Drudge Report broke the story online. Within hours, Monica became the most famous woman in America for all the wrong reasons. Her face appeared on every newspaper and TV screen, but not as a person, as a symbol of scandal, shame, and presidential weakness. The media feeding frenzy that followed wasn't just coverage, it was character assassination on a global scale. Monica became the world's first victim of viral destruction, experiencing in 1998 what millions now face through social media cancellation campaigns. What the world didn't know was that Monica was absorbing every detail of how the destruction machine worked. The girl hiding in the Watergate apartment was experiencing firsthand how power, media, and public opinion could be weaponized against an individual. After Clinton's impeachment trial ended in 1999, Monica Lewinsky vanished from public life. But she wasn't hiding in shame. She was living through a period that would eventually reshape how she understood power, survival, and opportunity. While Clinton collected $10 million in speaking fees and Hillary built her Senate career, Monica lived off family money and studied psychology at the London School of Economics. The world assumed she was broken and forgotten, but Monica was navigating a different path. Monica understood that any attempt to monetize her fame directly would backfire. She needed to disappear long enough for the cultural conversation to shift, then return with something more substantial than celebrity.
I was so lucky that I came from an upper middle class family that could help support me because I couldn't earn an income. But you really, when you're sitting inside a scandal like this, you really come to understand why a lot of times women make the choices they do, because those are the only options they have.
Monica's family wealth became her secret weapon. While other scandal victims were forced into desperate choices to pay rent, Monica could afford to wait 15 years for the perfect moment to strike back. Her parents funded her graduate education, her living expenses in London, and her eventual return to America. But Monica wasn't just waiting, she was learning. Her master's degree in psychology gave her the academic credentials to speak authoritatively about trauma, public shaming, and digital harassment. She studied every aspect of how public humiliation worked, from the psychology of mob behavior to the economics of outrage media. During her exile, Monica watched as the internet evolved into a weapon of mass reputation destruction. She witnessed celebrities, politicians, and ordinary people getting Monica'd by viral campaigns that followed the exact same playbook used against her in 1998. Every cancel culture victim, every viral pile-on, every coordinated harassment campaign was following the template established during Monica's destruction. She realized she had accidentally become the prototype for a form of digital warfare that would define the next 2 decades of American culture. The Tyler Clementi in 2010 was Monica's eureka moment. When the Rutgers freshman killed himself after being secretly recorded in an intimate moment, Monica saw the future. Millions of people would face the same destruction she had survived, and they would need someone to teach them how to navigate it.
I was on the phone with my mom in September of 2010, and we were talking about the news of a young college freshman from Rutgers University named Tyler Clementi. Sweet, sensitive, creative Tyler was secretly webcammed by his roommate while being intimate with another man.
Monica spent the next 4 years developing her anti-bullying platform before going public. She worked with crisis management experts, studied successful comeback strategies, and built relationships with journalists who could help reshape her narrative. By 2014, Monica had identified the exact moment to strike. Cancel culture was exploding across social media, creating thousands of potential clients who would need her expertise. The Me Too movement was beginning to reframe power dynamics in ways that made her story look different to younger generations. Monica's 2014 Vanity Fair essay wasn't just cathartic writing, it was a business plan disguised as personal reflection. She positioned herself as the world's leading expert on surviving public humiliation, right as the demand for such expertise was reaching critical mass. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Suddenly, everyone wanted to hear from the woman who had survived the impossible. Speaking requests poured in, corporate consulting opportunities emerged, and Hollywood producers started calling about potential projects. Monica had waited 15 years for this moment, and when it arrived, she was ready to capitalize on every opportunity. The woman who couldn't get a job at McDonald's in 2005 was about to become one of the most sought-after consultants in America. Monica Lewinsky didn't just survive her public humiliation, she turned it into the foundation of a business empire worth tens of millions. Her strategy was brilliant. Position herself as the world's only expert on something that happens to thousands of people every day. By 2015, Monica had identified her market perfectly. Social media was creating an endless supply of people facing viral destruction, but nobody understood how to survive it better than she did. She had lived through the beta version of cancel culture and emerged with knowledge that was literally priceless. Her TED Talk, The Price of Shame, became the blueprint for her empire. With over 25 million views, it established Monica as the definitive voice on public humiliation and cyberbullying. But the real genius was that she didn't give away her best insights for free. The talk was just marketing for her premium consulting services.
We're in a dangerous cycle. The more we click on this kind of gossip, the more numb we get to the human lives behind it. And the more numb we get, the more we click. All the while, someone is making money off of the back of someone else's suffering.
Monica identified the economic engine driving public shaming campaigns and positioned herself as the solution. Every click, every share, every outrage cycle created more potential clients who would need her expertise to survive their own digital destruction. The speaking fee started at $15,000 per appearance in 2014, but grew exponentially as demand increased. Corporate America realized they needed someone who understood how viral outrage worked, and Monica was the only consultant who could claim actual experience surviving the worst-case scenario. By 2018, Monica was commanding $60,000 minimum for keynote speeches. Today, her rate is $100,000, with corporate consulting fees reaching $100,000 per day. Her calendar is booked 18 months in advance because supply cannot meet demand. Her client list reportedly includes Fortune 500 CEOs facing Me Too allegations, politicians caught in corruption scandals, and celebrities dealing with career-ending controversies. They pay astronomical fees because Monica offers something no other consultant can: proven strategies for surviving complete reputation destruction. Monica's production company, Alt Ending Productions, was her masterstroke. By securing a first-look deal with 20th Television worth millions, she positioned herself to profit from Hollywood's appetite for scandal-based content while maintaining creative control over her own narrative.
But being heard and listened to doesn't mean you're always going to get your own way. And it was challenging at times to wear two different hats as a subject and producer.
Impeachment: American Crime Story became FX's most-watched limited series and earned Monica over $3 million in production fees and back-end profits. More importantly, it established her as a serious television producer capable of handling sensitive material with intelligence and nuance. The show's success opened doors to multiple development deals with streaming platforms hungry for Monica's unique perspective on scandal, power, and redemption. Netflix, Amazon, and HBO are all bidding for her next projects, with offers reportedly reaching 8 figures. Monica's real estate portfolio includes properties worth over $16.5 million that generate $1.4 million annually in rental income. She owns equity stakes in multiple companies, including a 6% share in a Boston event management firm valued at $4 million. Her investment strategy has been equally brilliant. Monica's stock portfolio includes tech companies, streaming services, and crisis management firms that benefit from the very problems she helps solve. She's essentially betting on chaos while positioning herself as the cure. The woman who once lived off family charity now generates multiple 7-figure income streams annually. Her expertise in surviving public destruction has become more valuable as social media makes such destruction increasingly common and profitable. When Netflix started throwing $60 million at Dave Chappelle and $20 million at Chris Rock, Monica Lewinsky was plotting something even more valuable: becoming the voice that defines how America processes its scandals in the streaming age. Monica's podcast, Reclaiming, launched with Wondery in February 2025, with a deal industry sources value at 7 figures up front, plus revenue sharing that could reach 8 figures if the show becomes a hit. But the real value isn't the money, it's the platform she's built to influence how the most powerful people in America think about reputation, redemption, and survival. Each episode features guests who have faced their own public destruction. John Oliver discussing comedy and shame, Ronan Farrow on the emotional toll of reporting on powerful men, Amanda Knox on surviving global vilification. Monica doesn't just interview them, she provides a masterclass in narrative control that her audience of executives, celebrities, and politicians absorb like scripture. The show immediately topped podcast charts because Monica offers something no other host can: the credibility of someone who has been through absolute hell and emerged victorious. Her conversations are part therapy session, part business strategy, part survival guide for the digital age. Spotify and Apple are reportedly fighting for exclusive rights to future seasons, with offers exceeding $10 million. But Monica has learned to play streaming platforms against each other, leveraging her unique position as the world's only expert on surviving viral destruction. The podcast's success has made Monica one of the most influential voices in America's cultural conversation about accountability, forgiveness, and second chances. When she speaks about these topics, her words carry weight because she's lived through experiences that would have destroyed most people permanently. Monica's influence extends far beyond entertainment. Silicon Valley executives fly to Los Angeles specifically to have dinner with her and understand how their platforms create and destroy reputations. Her insights have influenced content moderation policies at major tech companies, though these consulting relationships are kept strictly confidential.
He should want to apologize in the same way that I want to apologize any chance I get to people that I've hurt.
Monica's moral authority on issues of accountability has made her a kingmaker in scandal-driven industries. Her public statements about public figures can determine whether they survive their controversies or get permanently canceled. Politicians, celebrities, and business leaders court her approval because her endorsement carries the weight of authentic survival. The streaming revolution has also created new revenue streams for Monica's production company. Old Ending Productions has multiple shows in development across different platforms, all focused on stories of survival, redemption, and the human cost of public destruction. Her documentary, 15 Minutes of Shame, for HBO Max examines how public humiliation has become a form of entertainment, but it's really a showcase for Monica's expertise and a recruitment tool for her consulting business. Every person featured in the documentary becomes a potential client who understands firsthand why they need her services. Monica's ability to monetize digital destruction while simultaneously fighting against it represents perhaps the most sophisticated business strategy ever built around personal trauma. She's created a feedback loop where every new scandal creates more demand for her expertise, making her more wealthy and influential with each cultural crisis. The woman who was destroyed by the first wave of viral media has become the undisputed queen of the second wave, controlling narratives and building empires from the same forces that once threatened to her. What Monica Lewinsky has never revealed publicly is the truth about her romantic life since Clinton. The billionaires who pursued her, the politicians who courted her, and the media moguls who saw her as the ultimate prize. Monica's dating pool after 1998 consisted entirely of men powerful enough to handle the scrutiny and wealthy enough to afford the privacy their relationship would require. These weren't casual affairs. They were strategic alliances between Monica and men who understood exactly what her survival represented. The tech billionaire who pursued her most seriously in 2018 was worth over $8 billion and had survived his own public controversies. He understood that Monica wasn't just a woman with a famous past. She was someone who possessed knowledge about surviving institutional destruction that could benefit his own empire. Their relationship lasted 8 months and included trips on his private jet to properties in Monaco, the Maldives, and Martha's Vineyard. They discussed merger strategies for their respective consulting businesses and explored joint ventures that would have combined his technological resources with her expertise in reputation management. The relationship ended when Democratic Party operatives threatened to expose their connection during the 2020 election cycle. Monica's partner was a major donor to progressive causes, and party leaders made it clear that his political access would disappear if he continued dating someone they considered a threat to the Clinton legacy. Monica has also been romantically linked to a media mogul who owns multiple news outlets, a foreign diplomat with connections to European royalty, and a hedge fund manager who specializes in crisis investing. Each relationship was kept completely secret using security measures that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. The pattern is consistent. Powerful men are drawn to Monica not despite her scandalous past, but because of what her survival demonstrates about her character and capabilities. They understand that someone who rebuilt their entire life from complete destruction possesses skills that could be invaluable in their own high-stakes worlds. But Monica's real power isn't romantic. It's the network of influential allies she's cultivated through her consulting work. Her client list reportedly includes senators facing ethics investigations, CEOs dealing with harassment allegations, and foreign leaders managing international crises.
When I think of the person that I thought was Bill Clinton I think he has genuine remorse. When I think of the person that I now see as 100% politician, I think he's sorry he got caught.
These relationships have made Monica one of the most connected power brokers in America. She knows secrets about political scandals that never became public, business disasters that were quietly contained, and celebrity controversies that were managed before they exploded. Monica's Beverly Hills office operates like a combination therapy practice and intelligence agency. Clients pay $50,000 per day for sessions where they confess their most dangerous secrets and receive strategic advice about managing their public image. The office is equipped with military-grade security systems because the conversations that happen there could topple governments if they were ever recorded or disclosed. Monica's reputation for absolute discretion has made her more valuable than any traditional consultant or publicist. Her influence extends to media coverage itself. Monica maintains relationships with journalists, editors, and producers at major news organizations who consult with her before publishing stories about public scandals. Her insights about the human cost of viral destruction have influenced how newsrooms approach coverage of public figures in crisis. The woman who was once destroyed by media attention now helps control how that attention gets directed. She's become a shadow figure in American journalism, influencing coverage while remaining largely invisible to the public. Monica Lewinsky wakes up every morning in her $8 million Los Angeles mansion as one of the most powerful women in America, not despite her scandalous past, but because of how she weaponized it. Her daily routine reflects the life of someone who has transcended her origins completely. She starts each day with meditation guided by a $500 per session instructor who works exclusively with tech billionaires and entertainment moguls. Her personal trainer charges $1,000 per session and helps maintain the physical strength she needs for the grueling schedule of someone managing a business empire. Monica's closet is filled with custom pieces from designers who create exclusive looks for her public appearances. When she steps onto a red carpet or into a boardroom, every outfit is worth more than most people's annual salaries. Fashion houses pay her six figures to wear their pieces because her style choices influence what powerful women buy. Her staff includes assistants, drivers, security personnel, and household managers who ensure she never has to deal with mundane tasks. The security alone costs over $500,000 annually because Monica still receives threats from people who blame her for Clinton's impeachment. Monica's garage houses vehicles worth more than most people's houses: a Tesla Model S for environmental consciousness, a Mercedes G-Wagon for security, and a vintage Porsche that she drives for pleasure on weekends. Each car is equipped with GPS tracking and panic buttons because her safety requires constant vigilance. Monica's current romantic situation remains completely private by design and budget. She dates men who understand that discretion isn't just preferable, it's mandatory for anyone who wants access to her world. The men who can afford the security measures necessary to date her safely represent the top 0.1% of global wealth and influence. Her investment portfolio generates millions in passive income through stocks, bonds, cryptocurrency, and private equity stakes that put her in the top 1% of American earners. Monica's financial advisors manage wealth that makes her completely independent of anyone's approval or support. The monthly dinners she hosts at her home bring together combinations of people who would never meet otherwise: tech billionaires, Supreme Court justices, foreign ambassadors, and entertainment moguls. These gatherings have influenced business deals worth hundreds of millions, political appointments, and cultural movements that shaped American society. Monica's influence on American culture extends far beyond her business empire. She has become the unofficial therapist to the country's most powerful people, helping them navigate scandals, crises, and controversies that could end their careers or destroy their legacies.
If you could go back
Yeah.
and talk to your 22-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Do not go to Washington.
Monica laughs when she gives this advice because she knows the truth. The woman who emerged from Washington is someone she genuinely respects and admires. The intern became an empress who controls her own empire and lives exactly as she chooses. At 52, Monica has achieved something unprecedented in American history. She has transformed complete public destruction into total personal victory. She didn't just survive the worst thing that could happen to someone in the digital age. She turned it into the foundation of a life so extraordinary that she wouldn't change anything about her journey. The woman who once couldn't leave her apartment without being attacked by photographers now travels the world as one of the most powerful consultants in America. She has built a palace from the ashes of her reputation and rules from a throne that nobody can touch. Monica Lewinsky proved that your worst moment doesn't have to define your entire story. It can become the raw material for building something even more incredible than you originally imagined. She didn't just survive public destruction, she conquered it completely and made herself rich beyond measure in the process. The girl from Beverly Hills became the woman who showed America that even the most devastating scandal can be transformed into unlimited power if you're patient enough, smart enough, and ruthless enough to execute the perfect revenge. Anyway, that's it for the video, folks. Bye.